You already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost you nothing to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Hello, everyone. I must say I am very nervous, so please, well, thank you, Ambassador Waltz, for this invitation. It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the other distinguished speakers here today to shine a spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria. I would like to thank President Trump for prioritizing this issue and for his leadership on the global stage in calling for urgent action to defend Christians in Nigeria, to combat extremism, and to bring a stop to violence against those who simply want to exercise their natural right to freedom of religion or belief. I stand here as a proud New Yorker with a deep sense of gratitude that we live in a country where we can freely and safely worship God regardless of one's creed, background, or politics. No group should ever be persecuted for practicing their religion, like I recently stated on social media. And we don't have to share the same beliefs in order for us to respect each other. We're way beyond thinking or expecting or assuming for, the person sitting next to you to have the exact same beliefs. We're beyond that. That's ridiculous. But that shouldn't make one person feel less safe than anyone in any room. Music has taken me around the globe. I have seen how people, no matter their language, culture, or religion, come alive when they hear a song that touches their soul. Religious freedom means we all can sing our faith regardless of who we are, where we live, and what we believe. But today, faith is under attack in way too many places. In Nigeria, Christians are being targeted, driven from their homes, and killed. Churches have been burned. Families have been torn apart. And entire communities live in fear constantly, simply because of how they pray. Sadly, this problem is not only a growing problem in Nigeria, but also in so many other countries across the world, and it demands urgent action. And I want to be clear. Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about taking sides or dividing people. It is about uniting humanity. Nigeria is a beautiful nation with deep faith traditions and lots of beautiful barbs that I can't wait to see. When one's church, mosque, or place of worship is destroyed, everyone's heart should break just a little bit. And the foundation of the United Nations, with its core mandate to ensure peace and security, should shake. I am joined here today by peace builders, by faith leaders, by those who saw violence, saw rising intolerance, saw the threats clearly before us, and chose not to look the other way. I am inspired by their work to build interfaith ties, to see the humanity across the lines which might divide us, and to fight for security and liberty for all those who pray. I look forward to our discussion today, and I hope it will encourage deepened solidarity for us to urgently work together to ensure every person can enjoy the right to believe, to worship, and to live in peace. Barbs, I know you're somewhere listening. I love you so very much. You have been the ultimate light in my life and career for so long. I appreciate you, and I want to make it very clear once again that this isn't about taking sides. This is about standing up in the face of injustice. It's about what I've always stood for my entire career, and I will continue to stand for that. For the rest of my life, I will care if anyone, anywhere, is being persecuted for their beliefs. Thank you.
Please welcome our panelists for today's discussion.
So you guys know that over the last few years, I've really tried to be intentional about what I say in public about Black folks. I try to be really careful, but some things require a public statement. And as I've been watching this situation unfold with Nicki Minaj and Trump and Nigeria, I thought it was important for me to say a few things. There are consequences to aligning yourself with Donald Trump and his policies and his evil ways. There's consequences. What we know is that as he turns his attention to Nigeria, understanding his history, there will absolutely be exploitation, theft of resources. Somebody that he knows wants something from Nigeria. It could be a business partner. It could be a friend. It could be a said corporation. It could even be his family members. But they will invade Nigeria and exploit the people for their own benefit. And they will throw Nicki Minaj to the wolves because they could care less. They couldn't care less about that system. The unfortunate part about all of this is that there will forever be a stain associated with this moment that this sister will have to walk with. She will 100% see bloodshed because innocent Nigerians will be harmed and even likely killed as a result of whatever is to come. And she will have that on her hands. And it is pretty sad to watch because what we know is that Trump, often uses Black people and Black culture to harm Black people here and abroad. And it is happening in real time. And that sister is going to carry this moment with her forever. So today is a pretty sad day. It's a pretty sad day. And it won't be long before we all get to see how it unfolds. Maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't have anybody around her to inform her. But history tells what's going to happen. And it's, again, a pretty sad day.
Now, Tamika Mallory got a point. Nicki Minaj may have to deal with the consequences, or we already know, based off of history, the history of America, anytime America goes in for a war, whether it been 9/11, whether it been Gaddafi, whether it been Saddam Hussein, like, it was all based off of a lie. Everything that this establishment has ever laid on a table was based off of a lie. So, on that part, Tamika Mallory, I have to agree with you. You are absolutely right. And I can't understand, I do understand, and I respect the fact that based off of a lie, Nicki Minaj is saying the right thing. She thinks that those people over there should be protected. But we don't really know what's really going on over there until we put boots on the ground. So until Nicki Minaj goes over there and speak to both parties to see exactly what's going on, because you got to understand something, right? The devil is a liar, but he's also a whisperer. And anytime there's a conflict going on in this earth, there's a devil whispering in the ears. Not only just whispering in the ears, but sponsoring both sides. I'll give you an example. Prescott Bush, George Bush's grandfather, he was sponsoring the war on both sides with the Jews and the Nazis. That's the game that they play. So sticking our nose into other people's businesses, I'm not really too fond of that until we really know what's going on, because the reality of it is I didn't see Nicki Minaj speaking on behalf of those people over there in Palestine, nor did I see her speaking on behalf of the people, there's blacks over there in Palestine. And those Palestinians that was being oppressed is oppressing those blacks. So some would say maybe they was getting a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. It is what it is. Now, when it comes to Tamika Mallory, and you breaking down and you speaking on consciousness, and the consciousness weighing down later on down the line on Nicki Minaj because what she stood behind, my question to you, Tamika Mallory, and one of the reasons why I was so hard on Tamika Mallory is that you and my son, y'all went silent. Y'all didn't have anything to say when the Democratic Party, your party, that you running with, decided to bring all those foreigners over here that was released from prisons and drop them in our community. When the crime rate was going up because of these things, and you seeing these border jumpers, these illegals, we seeing them clap police officers, a little 15-year-old boy clapped police. We seeing dudes throwing belts over women's necks and dragging them in between cars and having their ways with them. And when all of this was going on, did you have any remorse, Tamika Mallory? Was you voicing and saying to Obama and the rest of the people that was in office, was you telling them this has to stop? No, you didn't say nothing. You played along. You played along with it. You went along with the people in power. To the point to where that you was like, y'all was like, you know how you got a bad kid that's just breaking everything, and the mother's just sitting up there saying, oh, he's just such a good boy, and watching her son being destructive. That's exactly what you did to Tamika Mallory. And that's one of the reasons why I came at you and my son so hard, because it was like, yo, y'all was moving just like politicians. And now you feel like you have to use your voice to say something. Nicki Minaj believes that she's fighting for something right now. Nicki Minaj believes that she's using her voice in a right way. So I respect where she's coming from, because I'm Muslim, but I was raised Christian. My mother, my sister's a pastor, my uncle's a pastor. Like half my family is Christian, like into the church deep. I still be in church even though I'm a Muslim, right? So for me to sit up there and take sides, I can't just take sides and just jump out there. I need to know what's going on, because when it comes to what's going on over in Africa and Nigeria, those are our people too. And I'm not going to just sit up there and stick my chest out based off of, well, this is a Christian. Like America and Americans, especially the elite, they don't practice Christianity. What they practice is evil. We all can see that. What they practice is evil. So acting like you going overseas on behalf of the Christians, like, cut it out. Stop it, Five. Stop it. It is what it is. But I ain't going to put everything into this video, because I have to save some of my energy for a live, because there's so much more to say on this topic. That's my take on the situation. Tamika Mallory, I hear you, but I can't really feel you. In some cases, you are absolutely right, but then the same things that you accuse of Nicki Minaj of is the same thing that you and my son did. It is what it is. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. I'm out.